Hello. It was 5:54 when I grabbed my phone, but now it's 5:55. So I'm glad that I'm glad that excuse me. I'm glad I'm off the streets at the moment, but as I said, I don't have a permanent living situation or address. And I hate my situation with getting my mail and stuff. So it's like I don't have a permanent excuse me. I don't have a permanent place to live. So some people consider it homeless still if you sleep in a hotel or motel as a survival mode and not luxury vacation or nothing. So I'm sitting here feeling like I'm so thankful and glad that even though this room is you know um you know it's not that clean and it's kind of raggedy and needs to be remodeled like the other rooms are getting remodeled. The other rooms are getting remodeled, but I had can only get what I can afford. But I didn't realize the newer rooms costed more. So if you got the new room, I think they said it was like 520 a week, but this one is 300. So this is all I could afford. So I don't know if I know that because of my credit and my homeless situation and lack of recent apartment rental history, um it would be very hard, and also my income not being high enough, you know it would be very hard for me to try to get me a regular apartment or house to rent. But my job combined with Social Security, um, I'm wondering if I could go on Craigslist and try to look for something permanent. You know, if I could try again to look for something permanent, but they still might tell me that I don't meet the quota for 3.5 times the rent, that my income isn't high enough. Say if I were to try to get me a place, asshole. If I were to try to get me a place that's 800 a month, but the thing is, if I were to get a place 800 a month, then I have to be, you know, riding back and forth in an Uber, you know, which is costly, like 200, almost 200 a week minimum for an Uber ride back and forth to work. I might as well get my own doggone car for that. But I still don't even have enough money to get a car either. So it seems like the situation I'm in, it seems like it'll do for now. But it's convenient for me to just walk 2 blocks from the motel to my job, you know, and so daily I don't really need transportation or a car, but occasionally I need to go and get my mail. Like I need it. I need it. I won't be able to have a chance for a little while, but I need to go and get my mail. And it's been, I mean, the Social Security office, the local office is closed. And then the hotline, you can't even get through. So trying to get business done with Social Security, we're all suffering pretty much. It seems like they can't freaking do this. I don't get why they have the Social Security office closed due to COVID, but I mean, I think last I checked, the food stamp office was open. The DMV is open. This is open. That's open. So what's damn wrong with the doggone Social Security office? I don't understand. So, you know, I don't know. It's just very messed up what's going on. So, I'm just I'm just mind boggled about how someone can spend their entire life, well, not entire life, but spend their life, spend many years keeping up with the activities of one person other than themselves. I don't even keep up with myself like that or idolize myself that, like, I would make videos and most of the time I don't even go back and watch them. But you know, I document and talk about my daily experiences with my targeting and me being by myself, and if anything happens, you know but it's like the gang stalkers, they don't have the authority to do this, but they act like they think they have the authority to calculate my finances, trying to measure out and trying to calculate my finances. And you're just an online stranger with no authority over me, no power over me. you know, and it's like they're freaking obsessed with the attempts to try to destroy my finances while they're living deliciously and illegally. And that's true. So they know what crimes they're committing. And so, you know, people allow money to define their character. That money can make you arrogant, it can make you a crook, it can make you whatever. People say that money changes people. So I mean, online strangers think they can be obsessed with what items. We're trying to figure out what items are in my storage unit, or the condition of my storage unit, or what I have in my storage unit. But then they try to say, oh, Candy's worried about what other people have, or Candy's jealous of what other people have. But they won't even reveal such as a picture of themselves or their real name on the internet, but they want to keep meddling your business and keep up with what you do. They have so many people who have even so-called targets who have me like depressed and shocked and mind boggled of why they even turned against me for no reason at all and betrayed me for no reason. That targets certain targets can act like they think they're better than another target. This doesn't seem like the body of Christ to me. Yesterday, a so-called targeted individual, I blocked her on Twitter when I found out that she's, into the occult and witchcraft and stuff. So, um, they have many witches and new agers and stuff like that and occultists who run around. They also claiming to be targeted, but they be the biggest perps though. No, but even bigger are some of the so-called targets that profess to be Christian. So, these gang stalkers, they try to falsely accuse me of being jealous of everybody, but you know, they want to calculate my finances and think they got control, treat me like property to be owned, and I'm just sick and tired of the manipulation and mind games and stuff like that, you know. And it seems like it's frustrating trying to defend yourself against somebody on a narcissistic spectrum that they reverse all their dirty deeds, they reverse onto you. Everything dirty that they do, they reverse it onto you, and then with a deceitful look and smile on their face, they try to act like they want to try to get you to do what they're falsely accusing you of doing. Like, say for example, if they're a thief and steal a lot, but then they falsely accuse you of stealing all the time, and then next thing you know, they act like they want to try to, when they pretend to be fake nice with a deceitful look and smile on their face, they want to try to act like they think that they can try to entice you to steal. And then when you turn down their suggestion, then they make a smear campaign anyway that you're steal, and then charm everybody to get everybody to believe that you're a thief or that you steal. Or the same thing can be with drugs, cheating, whatever. If they try to get you to, if they're a drug addict themselves and they're lying and say, "Oh, you're a drug addict," but then they act like they want to pretend to be fake nice and offer you some drugs, you know, and then if you say no, then they'll lie and make up a whole fabricated fiction story in a way that they probably should write a damn novel themselves. It's like narcs have everything twisted, and narcissistic. I mean, anybody who's narcissistic. That's why I notice a pattern that once a person sells their soul, even these so-called targeted individuals, they sell their soul and then act narcissistic and controlling. Like as if they have been reborn again the perverted way. I'm like, you don't even act like yourself, like you've been taken over or something. So they get narcissistic and controlling. People in general, even the ones who weren't targets, whoever sold their soul. Like, you ever see somebody you went to school with, and they be down to earth and cool and friendly, kick it. I don't even talk like that, but I'm gonna say kick it with you and chill with you. I don't use those words, kick it with you or chill with you. I don't use those words, but I'm just phrasing it like that. And then next you know, you get a record deal to work with Diddy, and then next thing you know, they don't know who you are anymore, and they get big headed and arrogant, and everything change. Money makes people narcissistic and everything. So it's like we do need money to survive, but just enough to survive, a modest amount. But they have so many people around me like showing off and living lavish lifestyles. I mean lavish lifestyles, and modify their vehicle with very expensive equipment, and it's like so many people like lavishly spend on themselves, but then they turn their nose up at a homeless person and tell them, "Oh, go get a job," or if if they want to give a homeless person a sandwich that's been sitting in the car since the since like sitting. I mean, if they want to give a person, a lunch meat sandwich that's been sitting in the car for like 36 hours and been heated up by the sun, and the sandwich had what can be like a lunch meat sandwich with mayonnaise on it, and if the homeless person get concerned and like, well, wouldn't I get sick? Then they will get mad and tell you be grateful that anybody gave you anything, and then turn around and eat lobster and steak in front of the homeless person's face. So people make it like as if just because you're homeless that they think you deserve to be punished with being deprived with everything, or they think, well, how do you have access to a phone if you're homeless, or how did you eat breakfast this morning if you're homeless, or how can you afford a cigarette and you're homeless? Like, people are very ignorant to the experiences that homeless people have to suffer, you know. So rich folks who live a lavish lifestyle, they're running around and calling homeless people spoiled and entitled. And it's backwards. That you know, but the same people block homeless people from a job opportunity because of lack of ID or lack of mail or lack of cell phone or lack of getting access to a shower or something like that. And a homeless person, if they're sleep deprived, you know, and like disheveled, they if they're sleep deprived and look rough and everything, you don't even give a homeless person a chance. Like, they had this guy named Chaz Coxton. Chaz Coxon or something like that. And he I was panhandling on the street downtown Pensacola, and when I was panhandling, he offered me a job opportunity, and I sent him my resume and also filled out the application, and I never heard shit back from him. And it's like, well, wow, you stood me up. But hey, I at least tried. But hey, I have a job opportunity now. And so, yeah, my personal theory and opinion is that once a person sell their soul, they have a total personality change. And so also, once a person is under a slave under mind control, and when they want to break free, that's when they become a targeted individual, being gang stalked and tortured with directed energy weapons. Like, more and more celebrities are breaking down, like their programming is breaking down. And I heard that people like Shaq does not want to be famous anymore, but he got that Masonic. He was flaunting off his Masonic. People like him and the rapper Drake and all them flaunting off their Masonic ring years ago. Timberland, who was associated with Aaliyah, proud Freemason. Like, you know that the Kardashians, the females, I heard that they're witches and have the men under a spell. They take black men and control them and have them under a spell. And so, the Kardashians, yeah, a lot of people say they ain't nothing but a bunch of witches who put black men under a spell, and they nearly killed. What's Chloe? Oh, Lamar Odom. They nearly killed that man. And so, I heard about K Michelle. Um, I never. I guess I mainly quit listening to mainstream R&B and all that before I heard about K Michelle, but I don't think I ever really heard of her music. But I heard a lot of people say bad things about her, just like Tony Braxton's sister. I think her name's pronounced Tamar Braxton or Tamar Braxton. And I heard people say a lot of bad stuff about her and make it like they can't stand her and stuff like that. So, like, K Michelle is another celebrity coming to the forefront with the MK Ultra breakdown and you know, wanting to break free and don't want to be a slave to the entertainment industry no more. And of course, people doing victim blaming, saying, "Well, she signed up for this, or she sold her soul, or whatever." But some people make a choice to sell their soul, and other people didn't make a choice to sell their soul. But like child stars don't get that choice, and my heart goes out to them. I really feel for them. But I don't know K Michelle's situation. You know, so I don't know if she might end up a targeted individual very soon, or speaking out. And I heard about David Banner, the rapper, speaking out against Hollywood. Of course, we know about Dave Chappelle, speaking out and stuff like that. Now the rapper Boozy and stuff like that, and they, all these people trying to fight against. I mean, they're in the entertainment industry, and it's like that reminded. I mean, me seeing the comments and stuff. I didn't get to watch the video yet, but me seeing the comments, I want to take the time to watch the video about K Michelle, and I'm feeling really bad, and my heart goes out to her. you know, she might have been forced into the industry. Who knows? So all these people, victim blaming and stuff like that. Oh, and Jaguar Wright also. Of course, she was one of the ones who speak out against Hollywood and stuff like that. And so that reminds me so much of, you know, more so why I should never accept any of these deals to become a gang stalker or become a prostitute for the elite or Freemasons, And I heard that the girl who was in on Kanika Jenkins' sacrifice, I heard that she was sold her soul to become a rapper, but regretted the deal, and she was sent to gang stalk um, Kanika Jenkins. And I think she was Kanika Jenkins' friend, and there was a video, and she was crying. She was crying and talk about she wanted to die with a Bible in her hand. But people like her supposedly made a choice to sell out and stuff, but regretted the deal. And a lot of people are deceived, heavily deceived. But somebody like me, you know, I would be very dumb to cave into those deals or those offers, after I know. I mean, I don't like being controlled right now. So you got all this money and all this fame and stuff like that, but then and the whole world is watching you, and and you don't even get any privacy, and you don't get to live a normal life. And so that's how they say money doesn't really buy you happiness. But, a little money, that you work for basically, or if you're disabled and can't work, they got Social Security, SSI, whatever, it's needed to survive. That's the way the system is, set up. So, but nobody's going after, the celebrities and calling them covetous, greedy, money hungry, materialistic, and all that, you know, and the celebrities, they falsely brag and boast about how they worked hard for their millions, but they won't give a dime to their offspring, Dr. Dre. Instead, they abuse their doggone kids and don't give them a fucking penny while you get 800 million. Like, damn, like 800 million just for yourself, and you won't even give to the poor or the homeless or nothing like that. Don't do shit. And they're not getting paid for their studio work. They get paid for those doggone rituals and spells. That's what they get paid for. The black magic. Look up John Todd for the music industry, who mentioned about in the 70s about the music industry, about how a spell is casted over every music album or every TV show, movie, or whatever. So, see y'all.